SRL Season 8 is over.
Hello everyone, welcome to another week of 2SRL Tier 2. This week we're here in Bahrain, same as last week. It's me and Kimi again.
Yes.
Yes. We have a 19 car lobby from the looks of it. Props to just joined the session as we're just starting off on the out laps here. So yeah, Bahrain, first night race of the season in the desert here. Last week round we had a really entertaining race in Australia. Neon Ray's almost taken his maiden win in Tier 2, but it was Hammer who eventually got the win, so I think it's going to be a battle we're going to be seeing today as well. We're missing Silent Ace here, who is not attending today, sadly, but we still have quite a few other people that could contest the win, so I think it's going to be in for a fun race, especially since you said before we started the stream that it was a good one last week on Tier 3.
Yeah, I was just going to mention I did the Tier 3 stream and it was very exciting in Tier 3. A lot of spins, many people spinning. Don't think I'll see quite as many for Tier 2, but we shall see because it is a difficult track. It's easy to lock up, it's easy to spin up your red tires, especially when you're fighting people. So, yeah, it'll be fun to see.
Yeah. We're already starting with the laps. I think Epic and Racing Point, which I'm not sure exactly which one it is, XTXP, yeah. They're the first two people on track already setting lap times. Yeah, lap times here, pole, I think Tier 1 is probably around 25s or 24s. I don't know what Tier 3 pole was. You probably know better.
I can't remember now.
Okay. Yeah, I think an educated guess would probably be a 25 on pole.
Sure. I really have no idea. And okay, it seems we have a person called MOBA joining.
I don't know who MOBA is.
No idea what that is. It's definitely not one of my friends, so...
It's not one of my friends either. Oh no, not again.
Is this was it 2-3 in America last season that someone joined and just took out like half the grid or something?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm really scared. I'm just gonna message Net real fast.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, first lap from XTXP is 25.9.
Yeah, so it definitely is going to go faster from here, especially since it's early on in the session. What's interesting is people are qualifying on softs right now. Joel improves a bit by 500s. So yeah, strat on this track, Hammer goes in the 6th, so 25.6. Yeah, what's interesting on this track is the softs degrade quite fast. I think they last 9 laps, 10 laps. And you really push into puncture territory, especially if you want to do a soft medium, which is definitely doable, but it gets quite risky towards the end. I think last season Jensen got a puncture like that in Tier 1, or I know someone got a puncture from going soft medium. So yeah, towards the end of the race, we might be seeing some punctures.
Yeah, we had one driver. We had one driver in Tier 3 who started on mediums and then extended the medium stint and went to softs at the end, but they got a puncture at the last lap because the softs just couldn't handle it.
Wait, do I have a new mic? No, I don't. Oh no. Wait. Oh.
You sound fine for me.
No, I think.
Yeah. So what happened is, yeah. So I'll explain what happened. Sorry about that. But yeah. I got a new webcam, which basically has a mic, and that switched the mic on my Streamlabs. So yeah, I didn't even register that. But yeah, thanks for telling me. It did look a bit different. Anyways, yeah, current poll time is provisional poll is 25.6 from Hammer.
I will turn that off. Nice one, yeah. Blew off everyone's ears. Anyway, yeah, so 25.6 is provisional poll from Dear Hammer. Still yet to see what Neon Rays does, because he's probably going to be competitive here as well.
Yeah, Neon Ray's still in the pits, so Neon Ray's doing his good old strat where he's in the pits for the first few minutes. But yeah, he's out of the pits now. Didn't want to say something bad in case it was your new mic. That's really considerate of you.
That is actually very considerate. Wow.
Bryce is starting his lap here, a reserve driver today. Stepping in
Yes,
for Sun and Ace, yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 reserve drivers. We have Elster currently in P5, and we have Bryce, who is on his lap right now. So yeah, it's nice to see a lot of sign-ups this season. I remember that's something Tier 2 struggled with last season. If this will continue, we don't know, but so far so good.
Yeah. And we have MOBA, which no one knows who he is.
Yeah, who is MOBA?
Who is MOBA? I messaged Neth to see if I can get a response, and there is in the session as well, so there is on a lap as well. Last week round, he didn't have the nicest start. I think he had an incident on lap 1, which really just coincidentally took him out of the race.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out the stuff to say. There's not really much to say. People are just sort of doing the quali laps. No one's really flying at the moment. A lot of people in the pits. Some people on outlaps, like Noel Neilray's on his outlap now, and Epic. The Hammer
Propsy
also
is on a lap,
yeah.
I think. Should be. He is in hot lap ERS, so.
Yeah. And he's currently got a 26-1, so that's already a good banker lap. He's also, I think, a reserve today, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, Propsy is a reserve, yeah. I spaced out there, but yeah, Propsy is Propsy had an interesting season last season, as he goes a bit wide and invalidates there, which is unlucky. And I think that was Vinny that goes past him, Vinny who's going to be starting his lap.
Yeah.
Actually, fun story, Neth was supposed to be in the team with Vinny, but Neth just said, nah, TBA, and just decided to not race. So Vinny's now, without Ned and Renault. I think he has another teammate, which I of course forgot the name of, but yeah, he's starting his lap here, so.
Yeah.
Going into turn 1, you brake around the 100 meter board. Going a bit deep there, you could hit the apex a bit more. This is quite a tough corner actually to get it out right, because you want to get onto power as soon as possible, but it's easy to get wheel spin and spin out. Coming uphill here, braking a bit after the 100 meter board or just on it. Going down to third, again early on power to get a good exit here. This part of the track, was quite tricky in 2019. This year's game, you can just full throttle it, and the downforce is gonna keep you down. But this lap is not looking to be the cleanest one so far. A few mistakes, coming into probably one of the hardest corners on the game. Off camber, tight left, actually a double left, as yeah, he goes too much on throttle, which results in that mini spin taking out the DRS. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
It's a difficult track.
Yeah,
to get right. I remember trying to drive here a little bit.
As Epic goes fastest with 25.4. That's a really good lap from Epic here.
So that's 2/10 up already, provisionally. I'm pretty sure some people can contest that, but that's a very solid lap for him indeed. As Neon Race is about to cross the line, and I think he must have invalidated his lap.
Neon Race, right. Let me go on him. Yeah, I think he definitely did.
I need to see, is it the UI spectator menu? I'm still trying to get used to the spectator menu. There it is. How to detail telemetry. There you go. Okay, now I can see properly. So yeah, he looks like he's going for another lap, but this might just be trying to get back as quickly as possible.
He's in 0 ERS, so I doubt he's gonna go for a lap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so what you should do is just open up telemetry and all of that, and just tires and full track map. It's gonna help, because in telemetry you're just gonna see everything. So.
Yeah, okay, I've opened everything now. Yeah, true.
Wimpy is on a lap here though, coming into sector 3 almost, or towards the end of sector 2. 6th gear to that left-hander. Kind of go in, cruise it out, and then just full throttle it, and hope the DRS skips you, hope the downforce skips you down. And yeah, here on the penultimate straight, going down into the last turn, brake around between the 150 meter board, maybe a bit earlier than that. And this corner again, it's quite hard on throttle, and he's gonna abort and go into the pits. As Hammer and Crystals, both of them improved actually. Hammer going with the 25.1 and Crystals with the 25.2, which I completely missed.
Okay.
Considering Hammer's already at the end of the lap.
Yeah.
NJJ also in P5 with 25.8, Joel 25.6 as well. So really good qualifying times out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one person we need to see get a lap in is still Neon Rays. P2 last week, no lap set this week.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see someone go into the 24s? Or is that a little bit of a far stretch?
I think it definitely could be possible at 24.9. I think it definitely is possible if you manage to hook a lap together, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see one.
Yeah. We got some very quick drivers here in Tier 2. I think the only really big difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2 is the assists.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely fast drivers like the Hammer, who I think would be Tier 1 material if he could drive. Does he drive without assists? I'm not actually sure if he does.
No, I think he does use assists.
Okay, but if he could practice without assists, I think he'd be a very solid Tier 1 driver actually.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm just remembering from last race, Crystal's good qualifying he had, but he had a pretty horrible race.
Yeah, Crystal's actually got driver of the day last time round. Yeah, Hammer is a medium TC abuser.
Yeah.
Crystal's last week, he didn't qualify, or he did qualify because this is also for Fropsy.
Oh, so boys were stuck with imposters 15 seconds off pace. Yikes.
Right.
I think he... Okay. Well, so we have MOBA P4. This, I don't know. Apparently he's only friends with 2 people in the lobby. And we've told him to ask him politely to leave as this is a league race, but it seems he's not listening.
I guess if nothing, if it doesn't leave, I guess we're just gonna restart.
As we're saying that, he's left the session.
Oh, okay.
But I think that isn't that going to cause some issues. So he has a P4 spot right now. If people are behind him, is that going to leave a pit, like a starting box open?
I actually don't know. Hopefully not. But yeah.
We'll have to see. If it does, it'll make the start a little bit more interesting, especially for whoever is in P6 currently, as they will have no one ahead of them.
As Neon Rays is still in the pits, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. I think maybe he's just doing what he usually does, 2 laps, even though he hasn't set a banker yet, and I think he's just going to hope for that 1 lap wonder lap. So.
And then we have Noel here, who is starting his lap here. Last week round as Crystal's gets disqualified again.
How does he get it? Again?
I don't know.
What do you do?
I don't know. But yeah, Noel starting his lap here last week round. He had a good race and then had that accident which caused him to spin out and eventually just give up. But yeah, Crystal's being really unlucky last week round. I think he spun out on track on his last hot lap, which ended up disqualifying him. That's why he started last, and yeah, I guess he just doesn't have luck. I guess he's gonna be doing a last to first challenge again today. Last week he finished up in 3rd, so let's see where he's gonna finish up today.
And he showed he's had pace because he was right behind the Hammer on in P2. So. Quite unfortunate it's disqualified. What does it take to get disqualified? I don't actually know.
For example, if you block the pit lane, you get disqualified. If you reverse on track, you get disqualified. I remember in Abu Dhabi, I think Abu Dhabi 2 seasons ago in 2019, I got disqualified as by going into the pits or out of the pits in the tunnel. Because I kind of broke too late and I hit the wall, so I had to reverse, and reversing just disqualified me. But yeah.
Alright. So you might have had a spin of some sort and then have to try and reverse.
Yeah, wait, he said in chat, there was a car in the hot lap and game said block into the pit lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay.
Hammer starting his lap here. Let's see if Hammer can actually put in a 24 current contestant for 24. Neon Rays though on his out lap.
Neon Rays Okay, I was just gonna say, it looks like he's only been. This has to be a quick outlap though. He doesn't have much time left.
We have the spectator glitch, so basically the session is around 2 minutes left, not 1 minute 24. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right. That I didn't know.
there's a bit of delay. Oh, his hammer has a moment, hits the curb and spins out. Yeah, the inside curb on that turn is it's quite deadly if you do hit it. It's going to cause your car to get unstable and you're going to lose it, which is what happened to Hammer there. As there's another racing point which is actually spun out there, and that's XTXP, who I think retires in track. So.
Oh, and I just see Wimpy go off track as well, so he has to abort his lap. Oh, hopefully it doesn't get in the way of the two people behind him. Okay, that looks to be somewhat okay, but yeah, he spun off track as well and has to abort. People really pushing hard now to try and get those last tenths.
Yeah, the one person we can definitely stay on board here is Neon Rays, who seems to have a clear track in front of him for when the lap actually comes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what Neon Rays is gonna do here. As McCander asks in chat, how do you spin with medium traction control?
I'm a professional spinner with medium traction control. It's called, I don't know, just having a heavy foot. It helps. Not much else to say.
Or in case you're on a pad, it's having a heavy finger.
Yeah.
Neon Rays though going into turn 1. As the camera didn't give me any insight on how turn 1 was, so can't say. But everything so far on the exit there, it looked pretty nice and smooth. Extending a bit of track here. Larson retires. He's not gonna get a lap in, so he's in P19. Neon Rays though, he really needs to make sure to not invalidate this lap. Full throttle, the car just sticks to the track.
He does sort of seem to be driving with that lap invalidation line. He's not taking in all the curbs he can, so this might not be the fastest lap he can produce, but I don't doubt though it will be a slow one. Like it will be. I think it'll be a quick one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a quick one for sure, but maybe not the quickest, maybe not challenging for Paul. Then again, it does look like a pretty tidy lap overall. But yeah, Neon Rays, from what I remember in Tier 3 last season, wasn't really the best qualifier, but was definitely one of the best race paces. As,
he's a very consistent driver. Yeah.
Oh, did he abort?
There was definitely some sort of throttle blip there mid, and I don't know what that was exactly. Maybe running a little bit out.
Maybe he's going for 2 laps. 26. Ooh. Maybe he wanted to get a P11, just so he can start on mediums.
Maybe, and if that's the strat he's going for, then hats off to him.
He got P12, which is pretty good assessment, and look how close he was to P11 actually.
Yeah, he's got 2 tenths in that one. So if he was going for that P11 spot, he's done pretty well, and yeah, he's crossed the fit. Yeah, so wow, okay, interesting.
That's a really good attempt. As Goran crosses the line, goes P6 here, 25.7. Looking down the grid, I think only NJJ here is on a lap, and Kinwin actually, both of them. NJJ finishes the lap now, goes P7, and Kinwin, if I find him, is in a spin. Kinwin lost it in the last turn, and yeah.
That's a little sad.
Let's qualify. We have Hammer on pole.
Yeah, so your last week's winner is on pole.
And your last week P2 is in P12, going for the reverse strat. So it's going to be interesting to see, because everyone in the top 10 is in softs. We know how the tire wear is. MOBA is not in the session anymore, so don't know what's going to happen with that, but
we'll have to see. Oh, speaking of the MOBA, if he wants a seat in Tier 2, he's got some pace.
Yeah, but, you know, he would need to join the Discord.
He would need to join the league first, but yeah. Maybe for the people who are friends with him, maybe hit him up. He could probably be a reserve of some sort, because he's got some pretty good pace and he looked to be kind of clean. Anyways, so the imposter is dealt with, and we're about to start the race. Yeah. Neon Race P12, risky I'd say, but could work out for him in the end.
The thing with starting P12, Bahrain turn 1 is a really tight corner, and sometimes you can go quite a few wide into it. So starting up in front may not be the best idea, because there might be some accidents. P1 could get driven out wide if there's not a good start. So being P12, you can avoid some of the accidents happening in front of you, but you still have 8 cars behind you, which can pile up into you. So it's kind of, especially in ACC, right? In ACC, you don't want to start. You either want to start like more in the back or more in the front. You don't want to start in the center because that's where everything happens.
I usually start in the center, and it's always mayhem.
yeah, same. And that's kind of the only risk here as well, starting P12.
Yeah.
In ACC, we're both ACC enjoyers.
Yes, we're ACC chads.
Yeah. But yeah, we go off for the formation lab here. I want to see the tires outside the top 10. Especially Neon Race, who is actually opting for the hard tires. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, definitely very interesting strat there. Hard tires. Do you think he's gonna go hards to begin with, extend as much as he can, again go for a soft come the end of the race?
Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna be what he's gonna go for, unless there's gonna be a safety car quite early on where he could go for the mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have XTXP and P10 on mediums because Moba left the session. His AI is P20. Actually, we're gonna be stuck with his AI.
Oh, it's okay, I think.
Yeah, ghosting's on.
Yeah.
So basically, because everyone got moved up a spot, so it's mediums for XT, Neon Rays and P11 on hards, Bryce mediums, Zola on softs outside the top 10.
Yeah. It's interesting as well, Fropsy P19.
That's because he joined during the session. So basically,
yes, of course,
F1 has this thing: if you join during the session in qualifying, you're down to the back.
Okay.
So Zola on softs, Kidwin is on mediums, Furious is on hards, they're on mediums, Larson Crystal's on hards as well. So hard seems to be the preferred strategy outside the top 10. Fropsy on mediums, and Moba not here. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, especially Zola on those softs. It's a bit weird to choose softs in Bahrain when you're outside the top 10, but maybe he's got something planned out.
Yeah, he might be hoping for a safety car. I think that's what he's hoping for, and then could pit alongside the top 9 drivers and maybe make his strat work that way. So yeah, just first cars lining up on the grid now for the Hammer, followed by Epic, Vinny in P3, Joel P4.
Yeah, everyone else is quite a way back, especially from Noel onwards. It's quite a big gap.
So the Hammer, Epic, and Vinny, their tires are going to be kind of cold come the start, because they're going to be sitting there for quite a bit. Or is that not a thing in F1 2020?
I don't play the game enough to know. I just spectate. I mean, the majority of my hours is just spectating, but in theory it should get colder. But it's F1 by Codemasters, so you never know.
And Formula Chris says Vinny is going to collide with Epic, so we shall see. Anyways, take us away.
As we're having 5 red lights going on, Hammer revving up, the car is about to start, and here we go off into SRL Tier 2 Bahrain. Epic seems to get a good start in the back, Goran also pulling out on the inside already. Hammer staying in the lead for now, but people are already going 3-4 wide. Hammer takes the lead into turn 1. Vinny and Goran seem to be having a bit of contact. Joel also in the mix, dropping quite a few positions. Goran going up to P4, Vinny up to P3, so good starts from them. Noel is up in P5. Joel dropping quite a few there in the back. Looking down further on the grid, I think Wimpy and NJJ might have been fighting. Neon Rays is up to P10, so something happened to X6P. He lost the position, and I think there might have been some contact in the back, and there is, and I think that's Dare who has contact on lap 1 again and is around. I think there's a wing plate there, or an end plate. I think it wasn't the Alphas, so someone does have damage. I don't know exactly who it is.
Oh, as both XTXP and Zola go off track with each other. XTXP hits the wall, collides into the back of his teammates, so a bit of a carnage there. They seem to just sort of drive into each other, and then both of them went off track. But they managed to escape pretty much without that much damage, so they should be okay for now.
As Wimpy got past NJJ here as well. What was interesting, what happened was when they were going into that double left-hander, XTXP had to brake for the corner because there was so much chaos. I think it was Kinwin or Crystals that actually hit the back of him. But yeah, so Neon Rays currently in a really good position, 4 tenths off of NJJ here on hards. as Hammer has a half a second lead, and Vinny is already a second behind, almost Epic on lap 1.
Yeah, so yeah, Hammer already just taking off, trying to control the race, and I think Neon Race, great start for him. He managed to pick up 2 positions, and he is P10. Oh, actually, no, sorry, he picked up 1 position because of what's his name? MOBA, yes.
Yeah, he's P10 though. He's P10. He started
He's
P11,
P10.
but he's P10 right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is just glitched out because of MOBA. So,
Yeah.
MOBA in the lead. Not really, but it is what it is. So yeah, Neon Rays 7th and soft. So the hard tires are definitely not the faster tires at this point in the race. The softs still have some life in them. The life's going to be there for around 4 more laps or so, I would say. Then it's kind of going to start dropping off. Tire wear is quite fast on this track, and you need to be good on the tires. And I always say this, but Neon Rays is surprisingly good on hards. So yeah, he's a hard tire enjoyer.
Yeah, he likes to have a hard on.
Yeah, Zola behind him though on softs. Yeah.
Yeah, Zola behind. So yeah, Zola behind on softs, only 5 tenths back. So once DRS gets enabled, he might be a little bit of a threat to Neon Race, but I think Neon Race is DRS to the guys ahead, so this could be a massive DRS train. The next big battle is, I think, Goran and Vinny.
Yeah.
I've seen Vinny already try some somewhat defensive moves against Goran, so Goran seems to have a little more pace at the moment.
But Hammer is just hammering in those lap times, 29 already, 1 second gap to Epic, and 1 second gap from Epic to Vinny as well, so there's already some gaps going in. As Crystal's actually pit, so I think Crystal driving into the back of XT actually gave him damage, which he needs to repair his front wing now, so Crystal's really losing out a lot from that start, and getting disqualified in qualifying, it really hampers him today.
Yeah, I hope his disqualifications or unluckiness will end, because he's shown great pace in the quality, and I would like to see what he can do.
Oh no, as NJJ has a spin! Oh, he just lost it on, I think on the exit there. I think he took too much of the curb, but he loses it as Zola is going on the outside here, looking for a move onto Neon Rays as well. Neon Rays just keeping his line, but Zola is on the faster tire, and he might get him here any moment with DRS as well. Neon Rays doesn't have it, so Zola is faster all over the back of Neon Rays here, and he's going to pull into the inside of Neon Rays, and he's going to get the position. So those soft tires are faster now, but again, starting outside the top 10, not the optimal choice. Not now, please. But yeah, NJJ spinning was not good for those soft tires. Drops all the way down to P16. And he's probably going to have to pit a couple of laps earlier, because those tires are going to be warm now. They're going to be have more tire wear on them. And yeah. But looking back though, P20 and P19, a Mercedes lockout. Usually it's the other way around, but
that's true.
yeah, Crystal's on the back of Kinwin, teammates. Both of them seems like they pit this lap, and Kinwin's just gonna let Crystals go. Crystal's on medium, so he's gonna be charging. He's gonna have to pit one more time. Probably gonna go for another medium set of tires. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens as Bryce gets a move onto Fropsy here, still going side by side into turn 4 or turn 3, the one uphill after the first DRS straight. As there's another yellow flag, and that's Vinny, who I think is around. Yeah.
He spun. I didn't see what happened with him. He might have spun, there might have been contact, but it's on the straight somewhat, so I don't know if there's contact or not with Goran, but definitely not good for his race.
I think what might have happened is he might have hit the curb, similar to what Hammer did in qualifying and what happened to AJJ the lap prior to this one. So it might have been one of those, but NJJ is on the back of Furious here, on the soft tires with a lot of ERS, but he doesn't open DRS, or does he? He does. Oh, what? NJJ? It looked a bit sketchy, but he gets the move onto Furious. But Furious gets back, so that was a lot of weaving on the straight there. It seemed like
Furious had a massive lockup, and NJJ takes
NJJ
the
just looking to
opportunity.
get past.
Yeah.
This is some interesting fighting going on.
Yeah, also he might want to just stay behind and get that DRS for the turn 1s, because if he overtakes, he might risk getting just overtaken straight away again, as he get a little bit of a poor exit from NJJ, so I think he's a bit too far behind to
I think he made a mistake in the last corner. He took too much curb, but his DRS doesn't work.
Yeah, his strong DRS is was a Furious moves over to defend, and he goes.
And there's another
very
yellow
deep.
flag, and that's Fropsy, who I think is around. Yeah, and he lost it out of turn 2. As I said, it's hard to get on power there. You want to get on power as early as possible, and I think that's what happened to Fropsy. But I think NJJ has broken DRS because he didn't open it against Furious.
Well, this fight with Furious almost spins, and he has a huge slide. He catches it in the end, but yeah, that allows NJJ to get past.
Also, while this was happening, Joel actually pit for hard tires, so I don't know if he's going for a 2-stop or if he's going to the end. I don't know how long those hards can last, but yeah, pitting lap 4 is not really what you see often, and Furious also picks up the first penalty of the session, so 3 seconds for track limits. Bahrain not really that hard on penalties as Australia is, so I don't think we're going to be seeing that many of them today. But Wimpy in a really good position here, P5.
Yeah, he's just keeping out of trouble and just doing what he does. Good stuff. And Noel P4, he had a pretty high. He was close to finishing high positions last race around, but I think he had some sort of incident 2 laps prior to the finish. So hopefully today he can bank some good points for his team and himself, of course.
And of course Neon Rays, who is on hard tires, the hardest compound of tires in the top 10, and in the top 8 as well. Everyone in front of him is on softs, and he's 6/10 behind the first soft runner, which is Zola, who also started 1 position behind Neon Rays. So Zola also having a good race here, getting up to P7 already on the soft tires. So the strat might actually be working, but still have to see towards the end of the race if the reverse strategy outside the top 10 from people like Bryce, XTXP, Larson is gonna prove to be the better one here.
Yeah, so it's around about now. I think the soft tires are going to start to degrade more than the hard tires. So the hard tires and soft tires probably a similar pace now, and it sort of shows already as Neon Rays is slowly but surely catching up to Zola.
Yeah, so, there's another yellow flag, and that's I think Kinwin who lost it out of turn 2. You know, I did some Bahrain a couple months ago in time trial, and yeah, I think it was spinning every lap in that exact part from applying too much throttle. So yeah, but look at this though. Hammer 2.7 second gap, 2.8 already. He's just driving away.
He's flying off. Yeah, he's in hammer time mode. I think there's not much more to say.
There's another yellow flag, and that's
Furious.
That's Furious. And I think he also did pick up damage.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh. There's I think Joel is getting past the ghosted car of MOBA here.
Yeah.
And there's another penalty for NJJ.
Yeah, if what, 2 penalties already for NJJ or oh no.
No, NJJ picked up the first one now.
Okay, right. I was just confused myself. So yeah, currently Furious and NJJ have 3-second time penalties. So yeah, definitely less penalties this time around. I was saying X6P and Vinny having some pretty door-to-door battles here.
Yeah, Vinny having a spin and being on the slower tires right now. X6 is probably going to be looking to get past him quite soon. Yeah, Justin in chat saying my old team isn't doing good this season, went from championship to 1920. Yeah, Crystals is, I think it's just mafia, you know. He's just getting put into last because getting disqualified every quali session. But yeah, X6P is on the back of Vinny here with DRS, and I think on the main straight he's gonna get him, probably, most likely.
And just a quick shout out to 2 house drivers, P2 and 3. So it's a Ferrari 1, 2, 3.
And another yellow flag, and that's Elfster who went off in that uphill right-hander.
That's very unfortunate.
So a lot of people just losing it this race and just going off.
Yeah, it's the same in Tier 3. It's very difficult to track to drive, I think, and especially in race conditions.
And Vin is gonna go into the pits as well. So lap 8 is when people are deciding to pit, or end of lap 7.
Yeah. And I think Neo Race has gotten past Zola, and now Bryce Evolution is getting past Zola as well. So those soft tires are really beginning to struggle now, as both the medium and hard tire runner just passed him with ease.
Justin is reminiscent of his old days in Tier 2. I think that's the word. You know, cheering on Furious, who is not having the best race today, sadly.
No.
Yeah, Furious is definitely one of the people that can be up there on a good day, challenging for a podium at least. But yeah, he's had quite a few unlucky races this season and in the past seasons as well that actually cost him on the podium. So yeah, he's definitely gonna have his time this season.
Yeah. He I saw him a little bit improve last season. I definitely think at some point he will be able to get a podium, as there's a Mercedes going very slow through turn 1, but I think that was Kinwin.
Yeah, I think it
Not
was
quite.
Kinwin as well, who spun again, same spot actually. I think it was down to traction on the corner exit.
Yeah, so turn 2 proving to be very slippery.
Yeah, Noel is actually losing quite a lot to Wimpy here. Wimpy is just gaining onto Noel, going a lot faster, but Wimpy's actually gonna... No, he's not going into the pits. So he was, I guess, trying to fake it or follow someone.
I don't know, but the Hammer and Goran are into the pits now. The Hammer is just leaving the box on hard tires. He will most likely come out a few seconds in front of Epic, but Epic just coming down the straight now as Hammer goes into turn 1, so...
Yeah, and NJJ is right beside Hammer going out of the pits, and he's actually fighting for the position, but he does let go towards the end there. And yeah, Epic and Goran are 3 seconds and 4 seconds off of Hammer here. And there's another yellow flag, and that's, I think, XTXP who is around. Yeah, on the medium tires, so not good from him, especially not going around there.
It's a lot of spinning today, but I can understand because this is a very difficult track.
But this is actually quite bad for Neon Rays here, for example, because he's got quite some traffic in front of him, or of Wimpy and Noel, both on soft tires. He would just want to get out in front and push as hard as he can now on the hard tires to get to a point where he could gain a lot of time onto Hammer. He did start in P11, and he is now working his way up. He's currently P3 on the hards, so the tires he started on. The only two people up in front of him that didn't pit are Noel and Wimpy. Zola didn't pit on his tires as well, and NJJ didn't pit on his soft tires as well. So we have 4 soft runners that didn't pit yet.
Yeah, and I think Wimpy dives into the pits now to try and get an undercut on Noel, which allows New Race to get his DRS to stay ahead of Bryce for now.
But Bryce
right
is trying
him.
to look for it, but doesn't go for it. But he's definitely thinking about it, thinking of sending one down. As Larson leaves the session, oh no, is he having a disconnect issue?
Oh no.
Oh no, Larson.
Yeah.
But what that's gonna do is just gonna bring Hammer up here in front. Hopefully Hammer doesn't catch up to him in the second sector where dirty air is still a thing, even if it's a ghosted car. Yeah, so second sector is probably the hardest one to follow people through, just because of the dirty air, and you just want the downforce on your car. But yeah.
Yeah.
He's not sure.
And just Neon Rays getting really close to Noel now. Struggling a bit behind the dirty air because he's locking up a little bit, and I can tell in the corners he's just losing it slightly. Noel would probably consider pitting soon because he's reaching that puncture territory soon. Yeah,
10 laps in, or lap 10, 9 laps in. It's yeah, it definitely is getting risky now. Probably has around 65 to 70 tire wear, if that's my educated guess, obviously. But I actually have no clue how much tire wear he does have. But,
we don't have the AWS traffics.
Yeah, we need them. Bryce really close to Neon Rays though as well. Bryce in the medium tires seems to be quite a lot faster. Neon Rays keeps on locking up as Furious picks up a second time penalty and Noel goes into the pits here. So Neon Rays is going to take the race lead now on tires he has yet to pit on, but he's got no slipstream and he's going to have no DRS next time round. So that means Bryce could potentially pick up the race lead from this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Neon Rays just gotta hope that those mediums sort of begin to fall off once he gets too close for comfort, I think.
Looking back down on the grid though, Wimpy and Vinny has DRS onto Wimpy, and he's just gonna pull on the inside and get past him because DRS overtake. Yeah, he's just faster on the straight line because of it as Larson joins back into the session.
Crystal and Stropsies are going side by side as well, and I think Crystals gets a better exit and the DRS to stay ahead. But Frosty actually coming up alongside him now, and side by side into turn 4. Yeah, okay, so Crystals gets past Frosty. Good little battle between those two, so he's going to try and catch up to the guys ahead now.
Yeah, and Vinny's all over the back of Dare here, and he's just trying to get past. He's just pushing him through the corners, and yeah, Vinny's definitely quite fast right now. He wants to recover a lot of time gained, time lost during the spin he had. But he's all over the back of there here as Wimpy's also behind him. Has DRS now. Wimpy's also proven that he's got quite some race pace today, so this is going to be an interesting battle here as Epic gets past Larson as well. Larson's still disconnected.
Hello, mates.
I think he joins now.
Oh, hello, Milos.
I would like to inform that we have acquired the AWS sponsorship.
Ah,
And,
yes.
So Price Evolution tires are currently on 20% front left, 19 front right, 5 rear left, and 7 rear right.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that information. That's just as accurate as AWS, so I expect it to be perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, someone spun actually. I think it's Fropsy who spun.
Yeah,
out
it was
of the last
Fropsy.
moves out of the way of everyone coming past. But yeah, AWS proving to be as accurate as ever.
Yep. So according to that, Bias Evolution is going to get a puncture very soon.
Oh, is Fropsy actually retires in the pits? I think he had enough.
Yeah. Can understand why he. I think he had 2 spins.
Yeah. I think it was something like that.
Wasn't lucky with the qualifying situation, considering he joined during the session. So a race to forget for him.
Yeah. It's sad to see. I was actually going to say I don't remember if I finished this in qualifying, but yeah, Fropsy had an interesting season last season because he started in Tier 2, then he went on to Tier 3, and now he's back reserving in Tier 2. So he also had some good races in Tier 3 last season. I think America was one of them, where he almost got a podium. But looking back here, Epic is all over the back of XTXP. 1/10 off, really close. XTXP struggling in those medium tires, especially since he had a spin on them. So it's gonna be interesting.
And also quickly, sorry to interrupt, but Bryce is alongside Neon Rays now, and I think he's got the run into turn 1 already. And yeah, he manages to pull over and cover off that line and is easily past Neon Rays, so he takes the provisional P1 for now. Although the Hammer is technically the guy in P1 at the moment.
Yeah. As Epic pulls on the inside of XTXP here, so Epic is going to get past XT going into turn 1, but XTXP is actually keeping it on the outside and he keeps the position, so nice defending there. But Epic has a really good run here and he's going to be trying to go for it once again. Goran on the back is also, they don't want to lose too much time fighting XTXP here since they're not on the same strat, and Epic does pull past and get past. Goran is now the next car behind who will want to deal with XTXP here. Going into Sector 2. That's where the dirty air plays the most effect, and Goran is just going to have to bide his time until a DRS straight or an actual overtaking zone, unless XT makes a mistake.
Yeah. Also, it seems that Noel has managed to keep ahead of Wimpy, even though Wimpy tried to undercut, but he got stuck behind traffic. So a bit unlucky for his strategy there, and he's also picked up a 3-second time penalty at some point. So his race not going too well for him at the moment, but he can still crawl back and
Furious picks up another 3-second time penalty. That means he's at 9 already. So Furious not having the best race himself.
Yeah, and NJJ is actually on 6 seconds. So
As Price goes into the pits, so Neon Rays is back into the lead, and that's how much is that? Let's see. To Hammer, it's 6 seconds probably. Yeah, 5 seconds. Hammer really close to taking back the lead as Goran is going to go past XT because XT goes into the pits, but Goran gets DRS. Larson behind 13 laps old hards is just sticking with him. Is quite a bit off of the leaders here, so Larson's probably going to finish around P8 or so, depending how good his soft stint is going to be. But Crystals is up to P9, fighting side by side with Vinny. Through turn 1 and turn 2, Vinny needs to take a bit too much of the track there, so he's going to get a bad exit to not pick up a warning. And Crystals is back to P9 here, so after having to pit lap 1 or lap 2 because of that damage he had, still a good recovery drive, especially starting last, so he's going to have to pit once more, but he's definitely going to be fast towards the end of the race on first sets of mediums, or softs, depending on what he chooses.
I think he'll probably take another set of mediums just to be safe, because the softs, there is a lot of puncture territory once you hit around 10 laps, and these mediums only last about 15 laps max. So
and there is around 15 laps left of the race, so
yeah, exactly. So maybe he might go for softs depending how long he extends his stint, but he's currently fighting with Price and no.
Yeah. I wonder if Neon Rays is actually going to go for a set of mediums to end the race with, because he could definitely pit now if he would want to go into mediums. And he would probably come out behind Larson, so in P5 or possibly P6, but still a really good opening stint from Neon Race here on the hards.
Yeah. That P11 to strat seems like it's working out for him somewhat.
Yeah, he's got a massive gap down to P5, P6. I think it's just the pit window gap, so interesting. But he needs to be careful because he doesn't want to come out between P7 and P9 because it's really close. That's where Bryce is. Bryce was actually the car in front of him, which actually makes me think he would come out between them. But there is a lot of fighting going on there. Actually, let me just check gaps to leader here. So 21 seconds to Bryce. So depending how long the pit lane is, which I think it's around 21 to 22.
Oh, his Crystals hits Noel, like he attacks Noel up the inside and they touch each other and he has a little spin. But Vinny hits Crystals and puts him back into the right position. That was a very awkward moment, I'd say. But yeah, so Crystals dives down the inside of Noel and seems to have lost a bit of tire deg to it and maybe picked up some damage as well.
I missed that one, but there's definitely a good battle going on between Bryce, Noel, Crystals, and Vinny because of that half spin. I guess it's quite some time gained from Bryce and Noel, and Crystals obviously losing time. But now it's going to be Crystals and Vinny fighting each other, and Bryce is actually catching up to Joel here as well. So Bryce, within a second of Joel is on old cards, had to pit lap 1. Actually, wait, did he pit twice already? Or not lap 1, he pit early. Wait, there's a yellow flag. That's Furious, who I think is around. Yeah, so Furious.
Yeah. It's not a depressing race for him, to say the least. He's been very unlucky, to say.
Yeah. You could almost say he could be quite furious right now about how his race is going.
Username checks out.
Bryce though on the back of Joel here. I think it's gonna be going for a move any lap, as there's another yellow flag, and I think that's Furious who spun yet again.
Yeah. So while that's happening, Crystals manages to get past Noel and is probably gonna put on a charge to try and catch up to Bryce, but Crystals needing to pit soon as those tires don't have much life left of them, I don't think.
Yeah, as Bryce is on the back of Joel here, so I think in the coming lap, we're going to be seeing an overtake. As there's Vinny, who I think is off yet again, and he does pick up damage as well. I think he does hit the wall, so he's gonna have to pit. His right side on the front wing is not looking too good.
He quickly gets out of his way from his teammates. So he was looking to finish in the points, but that spin is basically guaranteed that he might not finish in the points unless someone else has a few spins. It also
there's I think there who spins. No, that's Furious who spun again in the last time.
Yeah, I think Furious. I think he's coming into the pits now. Yeah. Okay, so Neil Reyes as the pits puts on the medium tires, so that will those will last enough, especially if he's gonna put a charge through the field.
Bryce actually got past Joel here, and Neon Reyes is gonna come out behind Joel, I would think. But there's quite a few cars coming up behind. But yes, he's coming out behind Joel and Bryce, who are fighting for position going into turn 1. And Neon Reyes went onto mediums. Yeah, so Neon Reyes is going mediums to end. As a Dragon in chat said, spinny, as Vinny picks up a 10-second time penalty. So yeah, I guess it's just
okay.
spinning.
So Vinny is now doing donuts in the final turn. Okay.
That's not that's not something you want to do.
No, that might be a pretty big FIA penalty coming his way, I think. But Spinny living up to his name.
Yeah, definitely. It's just Spinny, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, here we have Goran and Epic back into P2, P3, where they were before the pit stop phase. And yeah, I think we're going to be seeing Vinny retiring now. Yes.
Yeah. So a few spins and yeah, he was looking to get some points, but it all went also wrong.
Yeah.
Neon Race catching up to Bryce and Joel and would want to clear them as fast as he can. There's another yellow flag.
And that's on JJ, who actually retires, and this might be a safety car because it was on track, and I don't know if he hit the wall. No, it was retirement from the menu, so retiring on track.
Yeah.
But yeah, Neon Race is probably the fastest person on track right now. Fresh mediums against all the old hards. So
Yeah,
Nino
and
is going to be faster.
Up
And look at this.
behind Bryce,
Behind
and
Bryce.
he's gonna get 2 and 1.
Oh, is he going to go for it? Joel leaving room on the inside, gets past Bryce. That's the ghosted car of Kinwin, I think, there. But yeah, he's getting past Joel. Joel's trying to defend the inside there. Nino is going to have to go around the outside of turn 4. Switching back on the inside. Is he going to get it? No, he's going to stay behind for now. Bryce is also staying behind. But this is a really nice battle going on for P5 here. But Nino really needs to deal with Joel now and start catching up to the front.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm just looking at Neon Ray's pace, this could be a potential P3 if he keeps it up and if those tires can last till the end. He just needs to clear Joel as quickly as he can. A little DRS now, but I don't think this is exactly where you can overtake. Although Joel gets a pretty poor exit, Neon Ray's up alongside him already. Gonna brake later into, I don't know this turn, but this turn, and has gotten past Joel. Yeah.
But now he's not gonna have DRS, so DRS is still a really strong tool you can use, which I think is gonna be quite beneficial for Bryce and Joel both here, as Nino Race is not gonna have anything, so he might get swarmed by the cars behind, and he's so close to having the DRS of Larson up in front, but yeah, it's just not close enough. Larson also 17 lap old cards. I don't know if he's still in the session or not, but.
It seems like he's still in the session. Maybe just extending it and to get some soft tires on.
As Bryce is actually pulling a move onto Joel here on the inside. So Bryce and Joel fighting it out. Joel defending on the outside, switches back on the inside for him now. And has a bit of a moment there in the exit, still going side by side. A bit of wheel bumping again. Bryce taking the inside, and I think Bryce is going to get the position kill. Also retires in the pits. And Bryce needs to back off, Joel defending, and this is really good for Neon Race since they both dropped off out of DRS from him now.
Yeah.
So good fighting between them two, but again, good fighting by them for Neon Race.
Yeah, this is exactly what Neon Race would have been hoping for, and Larson on the old hard tires shouldn't be too difficult to deal with, especially since Neon Race is on those fresh mediums. With DRS now, he's going to pull up the same move as he did on Joel. It looks like he is, so he's already passed Larson into the corner, and is only 5 seconds behind P3.
A hammer 15-second lead already.
Yeah.
He's just driving his own race right now.
Yeah.
Literally nothing can happen to Hammer at this point.
The Hammer dominance begins, I think.
Luckily it's in a Ferrari.
Luckily, that's always nice for a change.
Yeah.
As the two Mercedes today are having quite a difficult race.
Crystal's already went in for his last pit. I think it was last lap. So he will be trying to get as high as possible right now, position-wise, of course.
Yeah. He's got 8 seconds to catch up though, so it'll be difficult to get into the points.
Yeah, and then 20 seconds after. Yeah, it's not looking too good for Crystals here. He was actually lapped as well.
Furious picks up another time penalty, so Furious is on 15 seconds of time penalties. And the only other person still on track is Wimpy with a time penalty of 3 seconds.
Yeah, Hammer could do something cheeky here and try to go for a 2-stop.
He could, yeah.
But then again, he would come out behind Neon Rays, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's just a little bit too much risk. Those hards probably will make it to the end. So, we'll have to see what pace Neon Rays. He's only really gained 8/10 so far this lap on Goran. So, definitely not enough to catch that P1, but enough to definitely get P3 or potentially P2.
Well, I think if it comes to it, Epic and Goran could play the team game, and Goran could just fight it out with Neon Race, try to lose as much time as possible, but he needs to stay within the DRS of Epic. But yeah, with the DRS, he definitely could defend if it comes down to it. Furious leaves the session and retires. So it's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retirement of the session. No, 5th retirement of the session. Yeah. I can't count. But yeah.
So not the race he wanted today, Furious. He was a little bit unlucky, but also had a lot of time penalties, so one to forget, definitely.
So Joel finally goes into the pits, 15 Apple cards. I think he will drop out of the points here. Never mind, he won't. I think he'll just manage to stay ahead. If not, those soft tires will pull him through XTXP. As actually, yeah, XTXP overtakes and so does Larson. Yeah, Larson also for softs, so I think XXP is gonna get overtaken by both Joel and Larson at this point. And Crystals is not too far back, so he could potentially get past XTXP as well, but I don't think he could get past Larson and Joel.
Yeah. So yeah, so close yet so far for Crystals this race.
Zola, though, starting outside the top 10 with softs, is in P8 right now, so he's having a good race himself. Maybe starting in mediums or hards would have been better than the softs. Could have been a bit higher now, and maybe had a bit less traffic, but still a good race nonetheless.
Yeah. And if he stays with Wimpy, he's gonna be promoted to one more position because of that 3-second time penalty. So yeah, they're doing pretty well.
Furious says in chat, I'll be back with the pad. F this wheel. So I'm guessing the F means pay respect because the wheel probably died. Yeah, probably, right?
Sure. Let's go with that story. Yeah, I think F for respect, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, F for your wheel, Furious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zola's actually closing up onto Wimpy here, 2/10 with the RS. So I don't know if he wants to go for a move or if he just wants to vibe behind Wimpy here, but definitely a move could be possible.
Well, if he feels he has more pace, he might be able to catch up to Noel come the end of the race. So it's more satisfying to overtake on track. So he's definitely gonna go for a move, I think. And Neon race just under 2 seconds now to P3.
And Neon race is just locking up constantly. I feel like every time I go on it, there's a tiny lockup. I don't know if that's a spectator thing or if he's actually doing it. As Furious is putting out threats to his wheel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been noticing that as well. Like basically every single corner I lock up, but it could be. As Joel picks up a 3-second time penalty, so that might actually help Crystals.
Yeah, definitely could.
In the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Next race coming up is actually China, so I think it is a pad track. So Furious could do well there if he does go on a pad because his wheel died.
It's a shame.
It's a shame.
F in chat for for his wheel.
Yeah. But yeah, Goran is actually losing DRS onto Epic here. So Goran is going slower than Epic, and he's got no ERS either. He's at 0%. So he's trying really hard to stay close, but he just cannot keep up.
Yeah.
Even with DRS.
And crucially, that's put him outside of DRS range. So Neon Rays will be able to have an easier overtake come the time with DRS. So because Goran will not have DRS to stay ahead.
And those hard tires are not going to be good now. Imagine driving a 5-lapper race where everyone in front of you is on 10-lap-old softs in a 5-lapper race. That's probably what's happening right now because Neon Rays is really fresh mediums, 5 laps old, which is not that much against 13 to 14-lap-old hards, which is quite a lot actually, I think. Yeah,
saying that though, Hammer is still extending his leads now, 16.5 seconds. So he's doing really well. I'm just having a look at his lap times, and he doesn't seem to be hit too hard with the tire deck. So great time management from Hammer, and Neo Race now in DRS range of Goran.
Goran dropped almost a whole second that lap to Epic.
Yeah. Might have just been a tire deck difference, so maybe Epic a little bit nicer to the tires, I think. But yeah, Neon Race now with DRS. Probably a bit too far back to Mountain Attack, but it's definitely going to bring him close.
Yeah, it's pulling him in. He's gaining quite a lot though on the straight. And he's going to go into turn 1 right on the back of Goran here. I think he watched the RS video, so he knows how to follow someone. When we voting driver of the day, you can just put in your votes right now.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a dictatorship and the commentators decide. But yeah, you can definitely put in your votes.
You can have the feeling of choice.
Exactly. But I'm pretty sure I know who I might vote, depending how this race ends. That's Mr. P4 currently, I think. Definitely, he's making the strat work from P11 to definitely a podium contention.
No, I would agree with you, but 16.7 second gap is P2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that as well. That is something to consider as well.
I think it's a pretty valid point. But
Oh.
Neon Rays almost makes a mistake and almost hits the back of Goran, and he's gonna lose a lot of time here.
That actually might have just hampered his attack to potentially get that P2 he was probably hoping for. There's only 4 laps left now. Well, actually, 3? No, 4 laps. Sorry.
Yeah, this is always confuses me.
Yeah, so 4 laps left. And Neerace, drops out of DRS zone and crucially is not able to make a move on Goran this lap to catch up to Epic.
Skinwin actually spun out in the last turn. I think last turn has been taking quite a few people, and he retires on track. So if there's one thing I'm noticing in Tier 2 in the last 2 races was not a lot of retirements came from actual people crashing, as actually XT and SP and Crystals are going side by side here into turn 1. Crystals, XT has barely any ERS, but he's gonna keep the position, but Crystal's going around the outside, switches back for the inside for him. XT has a bit of a wiggle there, and Crystals is gonna get past here, so Crystals is up to P11 right now. 3.1 seconds off Joel, but XT might be fighting back without the DRS though, so he's gonna have to stay behind.
Yeah, another thing, Crystals is only 1/10 away from that P10 spot with Joel's 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, so Crystal's doing a good recovery drive of his own. Oh, he actually loses it! No! Oh! And his car
retirement.
broke. No!
Is that going to bring out safety? No, okay, virtual safety
VSC.
car. So that saved Goran, as Neerace was only 5/10 behind him. Unless VSC, wow. So that's another lap. Goran stays ahead, and Neerace probably going to get a bit desperate now, I think.
I think it was just me talking about how people usually just retire on track just because, just can't be bothered anymore because, when you get that many penalties and spin out and nothing goes your way, you just retire in the pits. And how not many crashes actually happened, and how Crystals is actually having a good recovery drive from a 2-stop after he had an incident, and then that happens.
Yeah, so a sad end to his recovery drive.
Yeah, that wasn't the best.
No.
It's quite sad. But yeah. XTXP is too far back, I think, for a shot of points, since he is on hard tires against softs. Neon Rays on the restart is quite close to Goran yet again. So let's see what happens here. I don't think DRS is enabled though this lap. So
I think it's DRS.
It is.
Not
under VSC it doesn't get disabled.
Yeah. So but Goran gets a really good exit. So Neon Rays will probably have to wait until the start-finish straight to make his move.
Yeah, but what this did is give Goran a bit of that ERS he was missing. So he can defend the position.
Yeah, and also another lap where Neon Rays cannot mount an attack to Epic.
Yeah, and if he didn't make that mistake going up to the turn he was just in right now, he would have been past Goran at this point, I believe. But yeah, that one mistake really did cost him quite a lot, and probably cost him P2 as well.
Potentially, we'll have to see at the very end. But Goran gets a good exit, but I think that DRS is going to be too strong now. So Neon Rays closing in quite quickly already. Goran goes to the middle of the track. Neon Rays goes around the outside. Brakes quite late. Keeps it around the outside. Goran right behind. He's already passed. Yeah, I don't think...
a really nice move.
Yeah, so Goran gets DRS here, but he's basically out of ERS, so nothing... He doesn't have the tools to mount an attack, and I think Neon Rays has that P3 covered now, and is only 3.7 seconds off Epic for that P2 spot. Those hard tires will begin to probably be degrading quite hard now, and Neon Rays will try his best to get that P2 come the end of the race.
Yeah, still quite a bit off though, 3.5, but it's 2.5 laps for him to get that much time and to get the move done, which I don't think it's going to be that easy, as Epic actually has 33% ERS left. But 18 lap old hards potentially could get a puncture.
Yeah. Also, Dahammer has not been increasing his pace that much these past few laps. Might have been under the VSC that he was taking a bit. He, as Neon Rays disconnects. Wait, what happened there?
I think he had a desync or something.
Yeah, so Neoraze gets a desync and is behind Goran yet again.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so sad. So now he's 2 seconds to catch up to Goran, and he's got basically 2 laps to do it.
Maybe it just wasn't meant to be.
No.
Yeah, that's really sad to see. But Wimpy on the back of Noel though, actually side by side with Noel on the main straight, going into turn 1. Wimpy gets past Noel here, but Noel, Wimpy does have a penalty, so it doesn't really matter if he's up in front. But Zola is fighting with Noel side by side, going uphill. A bit of contact in between them, but Zola is gonna get past Noel here as well. Both of them at DRS, and Zola gets past Noel. So Zola up to P7. Or what is actually P6, so a really good race from Zola as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so nice little fight in there for that P6 spot. Wimpy's technically P8 still, but it's always nice to get some moves done on track.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
Bryce though is actually really close to Neon Rays here.
Oh no. It just gets worse for Neon Rays.
So Neon Rays might actually lose out onto P4 as Hammer has an 18-second gap to Epic. So almost a whole pit stop ahead.
Okay, so scratch what I said about pace. Hammer is just flying ahead.
It is the last lap as well now, so I think he's just gonna put in a fast lap and see where he goes.
Bryce is close enough to make a move here, so Neon Rays with that desync might have been losing 2 positions, so very, very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bryce,
you got to feel for him.
Bryce is gonna get past Neon Rays here. And that's Bryce up to P4 right now. So Bryce is also having a really good race reserved today. So I think he filled in Silent's spot quite well in the racing point.
Yeah, he's having a very good race.
Yeah, Silent would have definitely been one person that could have contended the race win here. I think Bryce, he definitely showed some pace today. So. Yeah,
and Zola gets DRS on Wimpy, and I think it's a bit too far back to challenge into turn 4, but...
but Noel on the inside.
But Noel!
Noel is still sticking it there. That was a real Charles Leclerc moment. Yeah.
And so Wimpy defending hard.
Wimpy defending hard. He just wants to finish up in front, you know? It's the pride. How many seconds does he have, though?
He's got 3 seconds, I believe.
3 seconds. So Larson is not going to get the position to Wimpy. So.
Oh yeah.
As Hammer is going to cross the finish line here as the race winner, 2 times in a row with the 19.2 second gap. Back to the fight now. Wimpy is keeping his position up in front. Neon Rays though dropping quite a lot, but Epic coming through the last corner here. Is about to get the position as well, or is about to finish the race up in pit 2, so it's going to be a Haas 2-3. Really well done from both Epic and Goran today. Bryce finishing up in P4, and Neon Rays just having that desync, which cost him quite a lot towards the end, finishing P5, but a good race nonetheless. Wimpy coming across the finish line 6th, but he's going to drop down all the way to 7th. Zola having a really good race himself, starting on softs, outside the top 10, finishing 6th. Noel from last week's Sorrows, or however you want to call it, finishes 7. Larson, P9, didn't have the best race today with all the disconnects, but at least he picked up some points. Joel finishing P10, 2-stop strategy. I don't exactly know what the cause of him pitting early on was, maybe some damage. But yeah, not the best from Joel. It definitely could have been better. Qualified quite high up, so it's not XTXP missing out on the points for another week in a row. And MOBA didn't race, and P12, I forgot who it was.
P12. So at Game says driver of the day is Larson.
I think driver of the day would go to the other Ferrari driver though.
I was actually thinking that as well. With Neon Rays, he made his mistakes at the end that ultimately cost him that podium as well. But that desync was unlucky, but I do believe he hadn't made that mistake, that wouldn't have mattered so much.
Yeah, because that mistake on lap 22 or whenever it was, where he just went deep, was definitely lost him 2 seconds or so.
Yeah, and he did a similar mistake earlier on fighting Bryce, like lap 10 or something.
Yeah.
So I do believe deserved for their Hammer to get driver of the day.
Yeah, with the almost 20-second gap as well. It was just
Yeah, very impressive.
commanding race from
Yeah.
Hammer. But yeah, so to finish it off, Dare was in P12, so almost got lapped. Had a couple of incidents himself, but you know, kept it going, and everyone else that was Crystals who DNF'd, Kinwin DNF'd as well, Elster DNF'd, Furious DNF'd, NJJ DNF'd, and Vinny and Fropsy both DNF'd as well. So yeah, it was a lot of spins today. But yeah, still a really good race from Hammer and from everyone as well. A lot of nice fighting, so I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race, solid race. He summed it up perfectly. Some spins and some good fighting. And are we going to do interviews?
Yeah, we are. So let's move in Hammer first. Our race winner, I hope you won an interview because you were in there, but let's pretend you do.
Yeah, you pulled me mid-sentence, but never mind.
Good. First of all, you got a driver of the day. 20-second gap or 19.1 is... how did you do it?
I don't know. I'm really surprised because like the other races I did at Bahrain this week was super close and super hard. And here I think I got a gap pretty early, and then on the hards it just never looked back. So and then I was at the end, I'm like, oh, I have a 20-second gap. I'm like, okay. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It must have been the amount of practice I did. I don't know, but I'm really surprised. I definitely expected a lot of competition, and it just never happened. So
yeah,
it is what it is, I guess.
Very commanding drive today, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, driver of the day, of course. I think it's you probably deserved it the most today. Phenomenal race. I just don't know. Qualifying as well. Qualified on pole. You take the lead of the championship, or not take it. You extend it. Yeah. How do you feel about China next week coming up?
Well, I haven't driven it much yet, so I don't really know. I'd have to practice it for sure. I think it needs some work compared to like this track, which for some reason seems to be super OP for me, but I didn't even know that. So we'll see. But yeah, it's not the track I particularly like, so we'll have to see. I don't know yet. I'll just grind it and we'll see where we end up. Hopefully the same, but I mean,
you got good momentum behind you now, so
yeah.
It's gonna be nice to see if you can make it 3 in a row, but just don't try to make it too many in a row because then it could.
No. There are some there's like Monaco and Baku, and yeah, that is just in general terrible for me. So that definitely won't happen. But yeah, I hope I keep some momentum to keep a gap at least for those races, because I think I'll need it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You know, off to a good start though. So yeah, it's looking good for you so far.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Again, congrats on the race. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, I don't know how to do interviews properly.
Okay. I mean, nothing really happened in my race. It was just I saw a lot of retirements behind me, and like, what the hell is everybody doing?
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, chilling.
Yeah.
Because there was nobody near, so I had no pressure either. So yeah, just that basically.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Thank you for coming in, and we'll move in someone else that had a good race. I'll put you back so you can finish your sentence.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll move in Neon Race here. Hopefully I didn't get you mid-sentence as well.
Mid-sentence, yes, but that's fine.
So you're qualifying. You wanted to start P12, P11, right?
Yeah, I heard you guys were confused. Someone was watching the stream and told me you guys were confused as well. Yes, I said there is no way that I'm actually going to be fighting Hammer like on pace, because he's found 3/10 more than once on me, and I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere. So I thought, yeah, no, I'll go with a setup that sound like is the minimum, or what I found to be the minimum, so that I could actually overtake people on straights. And I just said, I'm gonna start on the faster strategy and try and start it as high up as possible.
So yeah, your strat definitely worked out going into the race.
It worked out. Though I didn't expect Hammer to be still a second faster on old hards. I
Yeah, Hammer was just very, very fast today. We were also on the stream very surprised to see how big his gap was. But you were catching
epic.
Epic, yeah, and then suddenly,
I teleport back.
yeah.
I'll tell you the whole story. So keep in mind, I've had my wheel for about 2 years. I've never had this happen before. This bloody thing, for the first time ever, decided to disconnect and reconnect after 2 seconds, after Grenade already passed me. But that's not even the worst of it. Something felt off. I was slow on the straights for some reason. The answer to that was I was pressing my brake pedal. I wasn't pressing it any differently than usually. I have a, what's it called? I have a dead zone on it so that I can just lay my foot down and it won't press, right? But I was pressing it normally and I had activating. So yeah, that wasn't the biggest one. For me to go full lock was about 45 degrees turn on my wheel.
Oh,
So
wow.
my wheel decided not only to disconnect and reconnect after an arbitrary amount of time, but also completely randomized. I have no clue. I've never had any settings that made it do that. If anything, it should have gone full 960 degrees to take a turn. I'm sort of happy it didn't. But is that? And I checked the settings in the game, and it was still using my same setup. Like it was still using my same what's it called, controller setup. But DRS, the DRS button changed from triangle, which I changed it to L2, and the steering wheel and the brake. It completely messed up, and I lost not only P3, maybe even P2, but I got down to P5 and I was fuming.
Yeah,
Fuming.
this actually loses you P2 in the standings as well.
It does. Forget about the Constructors Championship as well. Those Hasses came out of nowhere and just came P2 and P3.
Yeah, it was
so
a tough
very
race.
unlucky.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. What's it? A bunch of people get unlucky during races, like the game messing up, the stuff messing up. I remember seeing, I can't remember who it was, but someone had their teammate retire, and because of that, they had a 15-second pit stop. I think it was Dragon.
Oh, that also happened to me last season in Jonah in Tier 2.
Yeah, the game just messes up randomly for random people. I mean, I can't help that being one of those targets, but I would like to at least feel a bit more comfortable with my speed against Hammer, because at the moment Hammer and Silent are that's my target right now. But I just couldn't see how I can gain any more time on him.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, China next week is your strong track, I would say.
Oh yeah. Oh, China's fun. I like China.
Yeah, I remember last season Tier 3 you started almost last and you won the race, so it's gonna be good to see you.
China. Yeah, China. I mean, it's a fun track. It's a fun track. It's a fun track to race people against, especially that long right-hander before the DRS straight. It's nice to try and catch people through that corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a good night, lads. I need a break.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Yeah.
We'll see you again soon.
Have a nice night.
Yeah. And let's bring in Epic as well for the final one today. Hello.
Hello, boys.
P2, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm pleased. Yeah, Hammer was on another level. 20 seconds in front of me, I think.
Yeah, 19.1.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, over my goal, over my expectation for today's race. But yeah, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, very strong performance, and also a P2, P3 for the team. So that's a lot of points for the constructors.
Yeah, my teammate really helped me holding Neon Race back there, so I could race for myself.
Yeah, both you and Goran, you're going to take, I think, P2 in the standings now, possibly P3. No, P1. No, I don't think it's gonna be enough for P1. But yeah, definitely taking P2 in the standings in constructors. So, you think you're gonna be taking the fight for constructors this season? Is that
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
China next week coming up. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, China is quite tricky. So I don't know. I have maybe raced there for only 2 times or something, so I'm not comfortable there. But yeah, go to time trial and practice.
It's probably the best you can do.
Yeah,
Still a really good race though. Good
Thank
start,
you.
good qualifying. Yeah, and good result
Yeah.
in the end.
Yep.
Um,
Unlucky for a neon race, though, I have to say.
yeah, I think yeah. I don't know if he had that. He just teleported back, so
Yeah. What happened?
his wheel disconnected and changed his settings.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky.
It
Yeah,
is what
very
it is,
unlucky
though.
for him.
Imagine proper real life engine issues. He just has wheel issues.
His seatbelt unbuckled or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't use a seatbelt. I don't have a car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Kimmy, do you have anything else to add or ask?
No, just a very solid race
Yeah.
for you today, and yeah, good luck at keeping that momentum up going.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
much really happened between you, Goran, and Hammer. It was just you and Goran teammates just helping each
Yeah.
other, and Hammer just pulling away in front. So
Yeah, Hammer is a fantastic driver. 20 seconds.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Now you have to talk to my teammate.
Ah, yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Where is he?
Yeah. I don't know.
A little
Yeah.
race debrief.
I can say to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Srinky is not here. Unless he joins in the next like 10 seconds. Then we will just.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah, I think it is it. I mean, Joel might have wanted to as well, but I think it's just a bit too uneventful. But yeah, I think on that note, we can just end it here. Thank you everyone for watching. Next week we have China. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun race, I think, in China as well. A lot of overtaking you could do there.
Yeah.
Tire deck is a bit messy, but you know, it is what it is.
I remember China being the first race I've ever done in a league race on F1.
I remember, yeah. But yeah, see everyone, see you guys next week, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.